So what do you say to people who are watching, right, who are in church and trying to get the word and feel good? And then a lot of people are frustrated with the church now, Pastor.
They should be.
You would agree with that, right?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Because a lot of times they say they go to church and it's more hate or isms.
Yeah.
Isms would be the word. Then not.
One of the things that has people so displeased about church, they come to the realization that church has become nothing but a racket.
You said that.
It has been a racket. It has outbeat the mafia years ago. I mean, many years ago. In fact, it's worse than the mafia. There's one thing I say about the mafia. Even they are what I call honest criminals. In other words, they are real about their criminal activity.
But you can't put a blanket, right? It seems like you're putting a blanket over.
No, let the blanket fall. And whoever's under it, they're just under it.
I got you.
Church has become the biggest racket in the world. And the only thing that give it this type of force is the best way to look at it is this way. I have 7 kids, my wife and I, as I said.
Right.
But if our kids lose respect for my wife and I, then what's going to happen to the household? It's going to become madness, a house of madness. No discipline, no order, no rule. That's the way church has become. Church don't fear God no more. When I was coming up, I was taught the fear of God, to respect God, to honor God. That's the way we were raised.
Right.
Now, the only message in church is prosperity, money, wealth. God is not a subject in church. Church is entertainment. Whoever thought of a time where the pulpit would become a stage for so-called praise dances where men and women would get up young and middle-aged, dressed half naked and just bounce around and shake their behind. They got church twerking now.
You don't like praise dancing? I'm just asking. I don't know.
If the dance gonna be on scriptural order, then you would dance in the spirit. Not put on an album, have some music playing some speakers, right. And someone get up on the stage like they're a reversion of the Temptations,
right.
or Gladys Knight in the Pips. That's not praise dance. That's entertainment.
Let me ask you 2 questions.
Yes,
right?
sir.
What frustrates you most about church now? Mm-hmm. And what makes you happy or enthused about church now?
What frustrates me about church is the lack of respect for God and the love for money. God now is the money. Mm-hmm. The money has replaced God, just like the calf that Israel made, in their mind, replaced Jehovah. Mm-hmm. So now people are more loyal to the dollar. The preacher more loyal to the dollar. The preacher will take your money and tell you anything he wants. And what makes it so bad, people are gullible. They believe it. What gives me joy, should I say, about church is knowing the truth that's in the scriptures and be able to stand for that truth. And knowing that I can't be bought and I'm not a sellout for nothing and for nobody. Because I have many people offer me many things to sell me out, and I tell them right quick, you're in the wrong neighborhood. I'm not a hoe, so therefore you can't buy me. You will have to go to your own neighborhood or a neighborhood where the hoes roam the street.
Right.
I'm a preacher, and I'm a real preacher. I fear God, and I respect his commandment, and I respect his law. Because remember this, when all is said and is done, I'm going to die one day, you're going to die one day. Mm-hmm. So when we stand before God, he's the last judge.